Hello everybody. It's that time of day again. It's story time. I have my frumpy reading sweater on, getting comfortable. And what have we got here today? A nice cup of Earl Grey tea. Okay, are you comfortable? Get settled. I'll go get the book. Just a moment. Okay, today's story was written by Kevin Remington. And it's called There Was a Dream. A long, long time ago, long before people ruled the land, when trees spoke and the breeze sang, there was the dreamer. Back in the time when giant things with painted wings played with little children, and dragons danced in the morning mists, there was the dreamer. The dreamer was, for it was the time of dreams. Before each person went about their business of the day, they would all gather by the dreamer to see the dream he would dream that day. Many would gather, for 'twas the thing to do, and watch the masterful pictures he would weave upon the fabric of their mind's eye. One would see laughter, one would see joy, but all would see love. Catching the quickly passing pictures and drawing them all together was the dreamer's duty. Everyone could dream, and indeed did dream, but it was only the dreamer, whose dreams which seemed so real that they were life itself, who could have everyone share the same dream and understand the same dream, aye, and even live the same dream. For 'twasn't not the dreamer's duty to dream and to share the dream, and thereby lighten the day, that all who live in the land would start the day with a dream? 'Twasn't not the dreamer's duty to ensure that all who dwelt in the land, be he great or be he small, have a joy to start the day. I say, 'twas the dreamer's duty, and he knew it well. There were none in the land of whom it could be said, he can dream a dream so rich and pure that the day would be less without it. None, save the dreamer. Dreamers have all since passed away. They dwell now only in their dreams. When the time for dreamers was past, the dreamers died. As the dreamers died one by one, until all had died, save the dreamer in the land of the children, the dreams had died with them. Every dream that had ever been dreamed of has been for naught, thought the dreamer of the land of the children. The dreams must not end when I die. The problem was clear. How do you pass on the dreams to people yet unborn if they have no dreamer? For a fortnight, nay 2, the dreamer thought upon the problem. He knew that none could be taught to dream, for all did dream. None could be taught to be a dreamer, for there could be only one dreamer in every land. Yet even upon despair, the dreamer dreamed. Great was the joy of the children in the land of children when their dreamer dreamed. Their joy seemed almost as great as the dreamer's. Never should they be deprived of the dreams, and yet who could dream as rich and pure as the dreamer? Who could share their dreams as only the dreamer could? Hardly had the first problem been realized when a second had arisen. The people in the lands without dreamers were not as happy as the people in the land of the children. The people without dreamers had only visions of the land, and the people who lived in the land for their dreams. No longer was their joy, but rather each person's dreams became the dreams of work and pain and the burdens of living. The people had no dreamers, and thereby had no dreams of joy and peace and beauty. In the days yet left to him, the dreamer, in the land of the children, worked very hard upon a secret dream. The dreamer had found a solution to the problem. The dreamer had found a way to cause the dreams of the dreamer to live on, even after he died. The dreamer had decided that since none can be taught to be a dreamer, that he must give to each the gift of the dream. To the children, who received the greatest joy of the dreams, he would give the dream of joy and love. To the youth, from whom the future of all lands would grow, he would give the dream of the future. Finally, to the adult, to whom it can be said are truly our strength of today, he would give the dream of tomorrow. And so the dreamer slept that night and dreamed of a brighter tomorrow, for tomorrow was to be his last. Just as the sun warmed the day and the trees and the flowers, their morning song had finished, the dreamer gathered the people together for one last dream. The dreamer dreamed a wondrous dream, and all the people marveled. Each knew that this was to be the dreamer's last dream. From the passing wisps, the dreamer drew the substance. From the gentle breeze, the dreamer drew the song. From the quiet hush of the hearts who loved him, the dreamer drew the colors, and by his love, the tapestry was woven. And when the final picture had been dreamed, and the dreamer was now but a dream, the people knew the dreamer had not let the dream die, for each could now see the dream inside themselves. Knowledge came with the dream, and with the knowledge came the love to share it. The children dreamed of joy and love, and youth dreamed of the future, and adults dreamed of tomorrow. All in the land of children now dreamed a part of the dreamer's dream. And though the pictures were not as clear to others, the people of the land of children shared their dreams with all who would listen. Little by little, the dreams brought back some of the joy and happiness that was gone when the dreamers left. But much was still missing. Many people heard the dream, as it was told by the people from the land of the children. Many people listened and understood what they were hearing. Unfortunately, there were people who had been without the dream for so long that they no longer understood the dream. The people who no longer understood the dream often disliked and despised those who told the dream, yet the dream lingered on. Not all who liked the dream understood all of the dream. The dream of the children often was lost to those who listened only for tomorrow. Like so many people of today, those who had heard of the dream wished only to hear the part of the dream they thought was most important. As a result, many people listened only to the dream of the future, and many only listened to the dream of tomorrow. Too often, the dream of the children was left behind. For what could children dream of that was important to those older? Yet the dream lingered on. On through the years the dream lingered, and was passed on from person to person. As the years passed and the meaning of the dream gradually changed, and was no longer a dream for all to hear. The adult seemed to dream of only tomorrow. The youth, it seemed, dreamed only of the future. And the child dreamed of joy and love, and seemed to be the happiest of the three. Perhaps the lack of experience in the ways of life left the child too innocent. Perhaps the child's lack of knowledge left the child too free. Perhaps the child had lost the meaning of the dream and was unjustly happy. Or maybe the child was just too young to see. Quite a time passed before anyone, other than another child, became interested in the dream of the children. Time had passed and troubles came and went, and still something was found to be lacking. Those who had heard the dream of the future and the dream of tomorrow and had understood them found that two parts of the dream was not enough. Those who had heard and understood looked to the children to find the rest of the dream. And when they heard the children's dream, they were thrilled, for now the dream was once more complete. Realizing that the dream, when told in completeness, was a wonder to behold, the people who understood the dream set out to record the dream. But who could record so wondrous a picture? Who could tell a joy found only in the dream? The task was too great. Sadly, those who understood the dream realized that the dream was meant only to be told, person to person. It seemed to be the only way by which the dream could be spread. And so those who understood the dream helped those with only part of the dream, tell the dream to all who would listen. Telling of the dream became a great joy to many. The dream, when told in its completeness, eased the pressure of life for many. Many people came to once again love the dream. Unlike telling a story, the dream could be told in many ways. Some told of the dream in song. Some told of the dream in word. Some told of the dream in the silent communication of touching. And some merely showed the dream in a picture to others. Today, these people who tell of the dream are called poets and songwriters and artists. And yes, even dreamers. Very often today, all who write poems or songs or paint pictures or even dream are thought to be telling of the dream. Many of these people are telling of the dream, but many are not. Words and music and colors fly easily for many people, but only those who speak of the dream will have their meaning understood and last forever. Xylographers of old have carved the words which hold the truth closer than many can tell. Years ago, upon a plaque of weathered dogwood, the words carved deep within the wood, be simple but true. The dream never dies, just the dreamers. Years may come and years may go, and yet the dream lives on. Zealous may be the way of youth, wise may be the way of the adult, but the way of the child is the joy and love that will take the future and place it in touch with tomorrow. The end. And the dream lingers on. I hope you liked that story. But that's the end of our story today. You have yourself a good day. You take care of each other. Take care of yourself. And I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye now.